I enjoy the Epiphany. It sneaks in under the cover of Christmas because, of course, the wise men tend to be all wrapped up into the whole Christmas bundle. They appear on the cards, they appear on wrapping paper, they appear in our own mind's eye. But actually they appear after Christmas has been tied and wrapped and moved on, and they're there to pick us up and continue the journey. Could I ask you, please, to raise one hand in the air, whichever hand you like, any hand at all. Probably got two to choose from. Take your pick. Thank you very much. Excellent. Put that one down. Could I invite you, please, to make a deep guttural noise in your throat, a sort of type noise. That should sound good on the recording. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Thank you very much. You have all the accoutrements and abilities you need to volunteer in a few moments' time to assist with what I'm about to do. Do you remember these fine fellows? This is just one of the Christchurch camels. You may remember them from, I think it was probably, no. It's just being friendly. Don't worry. He doesn't spit much. I think it was 3 years ago these camels appeared. They don't get the chance to come out very often, but today, this day, is their big moment. So, I'm going to need a little assistance, please, because there's more than 2. I'm going to need 17 volunteers, please, of any height or size. Ideally ones who feel a little bit mischievous and might like making a deep guttural noise in their throat. Oh, thank you very much. Come. Excellent. Marvellous. With or without bells, which would you prefer? Good choice. I thought so. May we have some more? Oh, there we go. Okay. Come on. Just excuse me, man. We don't want any camels on fire, so we'll just blow that one out for a moment. There you go. Can you have one as well? Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Steady. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you want 1 or 2?
Whichever.
Oh, I'll go for 2.
Go for 2.
Thank you very much. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyone else fancy being a deep guttural-throated camel? Okay. Thank you very much. Would you mind? Thank you very much. Now then, where shall we go? Oh, excellent. Thank you very much. Where do we go for? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Welcome, camels. After 3, could you please do a deep, guttural, camel-like grumble in your throat? A sort of 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Very good. You can feel free to do that as much as you like. You can be as behaved as you like. I really don't mind, because camels are, I think, generally badly behaved. So, you may remember that once upon a time, as all good stories and all good lives must begin, there was a fine, noble gentleman who was proud to own 17 wonderful, delightful, and highly spirited camels. This fine gentleman decided that when the time came, his camels would be divided between his 3 children in a certain and a specific manner. He decided that his eldest child would have half of his camels. That's going to be slightly tricky. Okay, we're going to pretend that eldest child is over here. So, half of 17. I'm making that 8 and a bit.
As long as I'm number one, I'm fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perhaps if you could stand about here, it's 8 and, we'll come back to that. Right, eldest child was to have half. Middle child was to have 1/3 of the camels. 1/3. That's about 5 point something. Okay, so. Could I invite the two of you? 1, 2. Thank you very much. Careful of the step, careful of the step, careful of the step. There we go, there we go. Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
3. Would the two of you like to go that way? 4, 5. Yes. No, it's not quite. Yeah, if you could stand. No. Okay. Whilst they were busy working out how to divide up 17 camels between the three of them, they were thinking about arm wrestling, maybe just having a fight, or perhaps getting out a large saw. You'll be fine. You won't feel a thing. Not a thing. There we go. Just keep it nice and calm. It just so happened that thankfully a stranger came by with one more camel. Who can I borrow? Who can I borrow? Val, would you mind being our stranger with our extra camel? Thank you very much. The stranger wandered by and very kindly said, well, I have one camel, so take my camel. At that point, they began their mathematics again. So, they now had 18 camels. The eldest child was to have half of the camels. Half of 18 is 9. Thank you very much. How many do we have over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gordon, would you like to join the eldest? 9. The middle child was to have 1/3. 1/3 of 18 is... Carry the 3. 6. We have over here at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you care to join? Thank you. 6. The youngest child was to have 1/9 of the camels. 1/9 of 18 is 2. The stranger was able to take their own camel and continue on their way. Thank you very much. Would you please give a round of applause to our 18 camels and helpers. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. 18 camels, would you please take your camels with you, and if you're very clever, you can get them to stand in the umbrella stand at the side of the end of your pew. It's a challenge. I'm sure you can accomplish it. Okay. Find a pew, preferably one near you. Thank you very much. 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 Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all right. Oh, the freedom to take part in seeming silliness in the midst of God's worship. It's what life is about in part, as well as remembering all other aspects of life. You may remember us doing that story, I think 3 years ago, at a certain baptism on Epiphany. Remember that. Remember the little conundrum. Remember the delight of the mathematics. You may not like maths, but you've got to like the way that works out. Remember what it is all about, and remember what this is all about. Remember the tree that was standing there, framed in our scaffolding until just a couple of days ago. Remember the candles that burnt here all through Advent, week upon week, developing glorious patterns in the wax as they ran down and as they left that cage framed around the flame. And remember the candle that burnt from and for all of the 12 days of Christmas when we were here. Remember all of that. Remember it because that's why we celebrate it. That's why we have had those 12 days to push the delight of Christmas deep into our life. So it doesn't end, it just moves on. It has become a part of us and it builds our life from within. Remember it because it picks us up and leads us now into the arms of Epiphany, which carries us for the whole of this month, right beyond the supposedly dismal January, and on into Candlemas and the stories of life that unfold from there. Remember it. Remember it in the same way as we remember those who signed their names upon these stars that rise above your heads. Several hundred people have written their names on those stars at our crib service. Remember them. Remember all this in your faith and your prayer. Remember it because it is there to remind and to indicate that God, in turn, every year, to every generation, to every person, and that means you, remembers us. The celebration does not end. The promise does not stop just because it is packed into boxes and put in the cupboard or the loft. The remembrance is daily. It's hourly. It's in the moment when you sat in that pew. It's the moment when some of you decided to come up and pretend to be a camel. It's in the moments when you rejoice. And it's in those moments when your heart is held tight for fear or sorrow or uncertainty or doubt. You have a whole year ahead of you. And God remembers you and his promises in every moment of it. And that promise is intended for you. So remember the silliness of this, the delight of the mathematics. And remember the promises of God, which are written in his heart so that they may be written in ours. That's why I love the Epiphany. It's God in all the world. Amen.